Have you ever wondered what the oldest family of instruments is, or dreamed what it would be like to play drums in a rock and roll band? Well, today, we'll discover the answer to those questions and many more as Tasteful Musical Productions proudly invites you on a musical adventure with our new weekly television extravaganza, Music is Life. Today, we greet one of the oldest families of instruments, the percussion. Now, please join me in greeting the host of our show, our own musical teenage prodigy, Maestro Luther, and the completely empty stage. Cut. I'm sure there is a logical explanation as to why we have no percussion section and no host for that matter. Check the parking lot.
Paco Bell, Johann, Sebastian Smith, your awesome reporter, teen on the music scene.
PJ, what are you doing? No. Let me guess. Maestro Luther has chicken pox.
Whoa! How'd you know? Yeah, Luther's mom was sure he had the pox when he was 5, but,
Where are our percussionists?
At a concert out of town, so they won't be here for the finale, but don't worry, because ace reporter PJ is on the story and covering all the bases. I rewrote this week's episode like one of those cool news shows that go out into the field and dig up all the stories. Yeah, percussion instruments are so cool, and I'm going to report on how they make those awesome rhythms and find some percussionists for the finale all at the same time. What do you think, huh?
Can I stop you?
No? Let's go dig up some beat, huh?
From the mountains to the oceans and a bunch of places in between, I'm Bob Handsome for WPJ TV News. This just in. A citywide search for percussionists is on. Ace reporter PJ of the immensely popular children's show Music is Life has the story on percussion. PJ, are you there?
PJ Ace reporters looking for the beat and percussionists to help you tap your feet. Percussion keeps rhythm, and that's a fact. Percussionists keep the beat intact. Neat, huh? My report is all about the beat of the percussion. I bet you didn't even know I could rap, huh?
I must admit, Master PJ, it was an imaginative example of keeping the beat.
That's why I love the percussion family. It keeps the beat for all the other instruments. You can make sounds in percussion instruments by striking with sticks or mallets or even your hand. You even get to shake some of them. And the beat is everywhere. Like when you tap your pencil on your desk, or when you hear a clock ticking, or when you listen to your heartbeat.
PJ, what about your report?
While on location here, I found that there are 2 different kinds of percussion instruments, pitch and non-pitched.
What kind of pitch?
This kind of pitch. The pitch is the highness or lowness of the note. Pitched percussion instruments play a melody, while non-pitched percussion instruments give the beat.
PJ, could you show us?
I thought you'd never ask. The snare drum is a non-pitched percussion instrument, while the xylophone is a pitched percussion instrument. Let's play a song on both of them.
Aha! The drum played the rhythm of the melody, while the xylophone played the same rhythm but produced pitches that actually created a melody. Impressive, PJ.
Non-pitched percussion instruments keep the beat, while pitched percussion instruments play a melody.
So, PJ, what exactly is rhythm?
Simple. Rhythm is the way musical notes of different lengths are arranged in time. So, now that we know the difference between pitched and non-pitched percussion instruments, let's head out in the field and see how many we can find. Hey, and while we're there, we can try to find some percussionists for today's finale. What do you say, Bob?
I didn't say a word, PJ, but I did enjoy the report very much. Now, any of you viewers at home who would like a chance to be a percussionist in the Music is Life finale, or if anyone has found my missing sock in the dryer, please call 555-5555.
Whoa! My email is full! Look at all these messages from percussionists and drummers. They all play so many different kinds of music. Jazz, salsa, rock. I even heard from the members of a marching band.
Where to first, Master PJ?
We're off to the park to listen to the most popular of all non-pitched percussion instruments, the drum. Welcome, folks. We're here in the park to report on percussion instruments with a Latin feel as our WPJ TV news report really starts to heat up. Hey, do I really sound like a serious news reporter?
No, not really.
As promised, the king of the non-pitched percussion instruments, the drums. These drums are so popular in Latin music, and you're gonna hear why. Playing different rhythms are what drums do best. But before you can play a rhythm, a percussionist has to know how to keep a steady beat. Yeah, steady beats can be played fast, medium, or slow tempos.
Perhaps you'd like to explain tempo, Master PJ.
Like to? I'd love to. Tempo is the speed at which music is played, and you create different rhythms within that tempo. Let's set a tempo on the metronome. Here's the tempo, and here's the rhythm.
Tempo is the speed at which music is played.
Cool, thanks. None of the percussionists here are available for the finale tonight, but I just got a call from a marching band who's very interested. They're sending over a videotape.
PJ, it could be hours before you get the marching band's videotape.
Special delivery videotape from the marching band that the narrator thought would take hours, but didn't. Sign here.
What do you know? Pop this in the VCR for me, buddy.
Your wish is my command. Can I get you anything while you watch?
No, I got my donut. Maybe some milk.
The non-pitched percussion section of a marching band is so important, they really have to keep the beat for the other band members.
Did you know there are 3 types of drums in the marching band? The parade drum, or snare, the bass drum, and the tom-tom.
Yes, of course. The snare drum has wire coils stretched across the base of the drum. The tension can be adjusted to change the sound it makes when played.
The coils are actually called a snare. And the snare gives it flair. When it's released, the snare drum actually sounds like a tom-tom. Wild, huh?
The coils on the bottom side of the snare drum give the drum its unique sound.
The bass drum is much larger than the snare and helps to keep a steady beat for the marching band.
Really fun to play, and so much fun to wear. You don't think this bass drum makes me look fat, do you? The bad news is, none of the percussionists from the marching band are available for the finale. The good news is, I have more report to report, so stay tuned as we keep searching for the beat. Hey, I really sounded like a real reporter that time, didn't I?
No, keep practicing.
I've just been handed this. Though the Latin and marching bands couldn't perform for the finale, ace reporter PJ is hot on the trail of a garbage band who uses percussion instruments in their performance. Come in, PJ.
That's a garage band, Bob. We're here at a jam space, listening to good old rock and roll. Nowhere else in modern culture is the beat more evident than in rock music.
Well, that actually sounded more like a reporter, Master PJ.
In the early days of jazz, musicians began grouping non-pitched percussion instruments together so that one person could play them all. That's the birth of the drum set, or as it's sometimes called,
the trap set.
And then when rock and roll came around, the drum set became one of the most popular instruments to play. What do we normally have in a drum set?
Well, the largest one is called the bass drum. Then we have the snare drum. Toms, hi-hats, and various cymbals.
A drum set is one of the few instruments that requires four-way body coordination because each limb has to play another instrument in the set.
A drum set requires four-way body coordination to play all the different instruments at once.
Whoa! I didn't know you were so digging on the rock and roll. You really know your drum set, man.
Hey, who are you talking to?
The narrator. So, which of you is available for the finale tonight?
Oh, I'm out of here, man. I'm gone, you know.
Gotta wash my hair, man.
No way.
Well, at least we found the beat of rock and roll. And so, the report goes on for WPJ TV News.
We shift focus now in our percussion report to the other half of the group, the pitched percussion instruments. And remember, the phone lines are still open to be the percussionist in the finale. And when you leave a message, please tell me if anyone's seen my car keys. I seem to have misplaced them. Now, PJ, what can you tell us about these pitched percussion instruments?
Well, Bob, I can tell you pitched percussion instruments really make me want to dance.
My favorite, the piano.
Yes, the piano is one of the most popular pitched percussion instruments in the entire world. Introduced way back in 1700s.
WPJ-TV apologizes for the obvious mistake including the piano in our piece about the pitched percussion instruments. Everyone knows the piano is a member of the string family. We regret any confusion or...
No, Bob! We're both right. The piano is a pitched percussion instrument. Let me show you why. Check it out. The piano has 88 keys. The low notes on the left and the high notes on the right.
The piano has 88 keys and is one of the most popular instruments in the world.
Each key acts like a lever. When the key is struck, it hits a string inside. That striking motion is why the piano is considered a percussion instrument. Those strings are why some people call the piano a string instrument. Hit it.
And like the drum set, the piano takes body coordination because both hands have to play different lines of the music at the same time while your feet work the pedals.
Let's see those pedals, shall we? These pedals control how soft, loud, or sustained the note played will be.
What is truly special about the piano is that it is one of the few instruments that can stand alone and perform without the help of any other instruments.
It's such a blast to play and so fun to learn. But it's just one of the many pitched percussion instruments.
Some of the other important pitched percussion instruments are the xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, glockenspiel, and orchestra bells.
As you can see, percussion is everywhere. There's just no end to it. Think of our feet as drumsticks and the floor as a drum. Well, now that we found our beat with a melody, there's no time before we find our percussionist. We just gotta keep on tapping. This is PJ for WPJ TV News.
Ah, yes, the pitched percussion instruments are certainly melodic. But I think our viewers at home would like to know if there are any drums that are considered pitched percussion instruments. PJ.
You bet your boots there are, Bob. The timpani is a pitched percussion instrument. It's also called the kettle drum. It does look like a kettle, but what makes it a pitched percussion instrument is its pedal. Hey, that rhymes.
When you press on the pedal, it tightens the head of the drum and changes the pitch. When you release the pedal, it releases the tension.
But that's only the beginning. There are so many brothers and sisters in the percussion family, and they all have their own special sound. You want to see some of them?
Yeah.
The bongos, a go-go, the vibra-slap, the maracas, some shakers, a cowbell, a calf bell, the temple block, the cha-cha, the castanet, the wood block, the tambourine, the gong, congas, djembe, ashiko, stool, the triangle, and the cymbals. These large brass plates are perfect for adding the finishing accents to an exciting piece of music.
The ringing sound created by the cymbals crashing together can be stopped by touching the cymbals to your body to stop the vibration. PJ stopped the ringing.
Whoa, what a rush. Awesome! I just got a message from a percussionist who's available for the finale. I knew he'd get the perfect person for the job.
So where do we find this perfect percussionist?
The beach! But all I did was listen, and here they are. I'm PJ, and you are?
PJ, I'm Ate.
Ate.
I'm Denny.
Denny, all right. So how'd you get into this drumming thing?
Oh, I get into this drumming team for so long. When I was 6 years, I joined the Boy Scout, and since from then, I'm playing music.
Whoa. Can you tell us anything about these drums?
This is called a tumba. These are tumbas. Some people call them conga drums because there's a rhythm from Cuba called the conga, which got very popular in the 50s. And this one's segundo, and this one's tumbador, and they're West African. But this was the development that happened with these kind of drums in the Caribbean. And then the rhythms are still very similar that get played on these drums as in West Africa. There's very much of a living relationship between the rhythms.
All right. What's this?
That's called a shekere, and they may have other names for it in the different countries, but it's a gourd with glass beads around it that get played, and sometimes there's 3 or 4 of them. They work as an ensemble.
All right. How about this one?
All right. This drum is from Ghana, the same. And it's called brekete. You can hear brekete is made of full log the same, but you have 2 heads. It's made of the same goat skin, and you have 1 ring on the edge there, 2 rings, down, up, and then you have the one on top. So you have 2 up, 2 down. So you can see the way it sounds. That's the bass drum. That's the bass drum we have. Get the language of the music gets, very tight and strong so that they understand themselves very nicely and get the music very groovy. All right.
Can you play a little bit?
Yes, why not? Let me play for you and show you how the drums sound like.
What's the matter, PJ?
I couldn't find a percussionist for the finale. I let the show down.
That's just not true, PJ. Your report was very good. Even I enjoyed it. Now, let's not be a gloomy Gus. Who needs an old finale anyway?
We do!
We thank you for joining us today on Music is Life for our report on percussion instruments. We learned that percussion instruments are divided into two groups, pitched and non-pitched. Non-pitched instruments can keep the beat while pitched percussion instruments can play the melodies. Drums are the most prominent member of the non-pitched percussion instruments, while piano, timpani, and the xylophone are some of the more popular pitched percussion. And of course, we learned that percussion instruments keep the beat for the other instruments. It was our pleasure to introduce you to the percussion instruments. We hope to see you next time with a new musical adventure on Music is Life.
Music is life! And there's no other instrument that proves it more than the beat of the percussion. You just can't help but feel the rhythm of it. Percussion instruments are so fun to play, so there's nothing stopping you from learning one today. Grab a percussion instrument and make some magic. Until next time, check you later.
Journey has just begun. A musical adventure is so much fun. Come along and hear the sound, how music in your life makes the world go round. We're in tune with the strings and brass. The strings can sing and the brass has class. We're in tune with the woodwind's flair. Percussion's in the air. Music everywhere. Let our musical adventure take you there. Bang those drums,
Tickle those keys, play those horns as loud as you please.
hear that rhythm,
Hear that bass.
music in your life will put a smile on your face. We're in tune with the strings and brass. The strings can sing and the brass has class. We're in tune with the woodwind's flair. Percussion's in the air. Music everywhere. Let our musical adventure